Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another PGR reaction. Today we have INCINERATE. I don't know anything about this song. One person recommended it, and it just happened to be the one that I picked to do today. The only thing I can tell is that this must be related to By My Blade because I saw the same character, but that's all I've got. So I guess I'm gonna expect similar things to By My Blade, but this could be entirely different and just for the same character. So I'm not really gonna marry that opinion. I'm just going to assume it might be in the same ballpark, but I won't know if I don't listen. So without further ado, let's go! Whoa, okay. That was a low, deep, resonant bass. And they never went back down to that, at least not yet. I always mistake. Oh, this is like the theme. Okay. Great dissonance in the piano. The sound of a hero broken, you know, like you can feel that pain in the notes that aren't landing. Feel the fire coursing through my veins. But where's it gonna go? It's gotta go somewhere. Burn me down. Oh, hell yeah. Never mind about that resonance, they brought it back in the vocalist. What a note, what a low note. Good lord. Even though the dark clouds drawing nigh, when my fury wipes out the endless night, la la la, his gate is open wide. I really like the subtle release. It's not too aggressive, which is kind of different for this sort of song, but I like it. Oh. Okay, now it's starting to build up a little. We needed the choir to get that energy, I suppose. Nice visual there. Burn it all, let my fury fill. All right. I like that they leave it hanging there that time. I'm really liking the vocalist performance here. It's doing a lot more than I thought it was going to. But they picked a really good vocalist to manage this. If not entirely for the energy that you need to pull this sort of thing off. That was beautiful. All right, so my breakdown here might sound a little bit contradictory considering that my last video on Track Rewind had some similar production approaches, but I just believe that it works better for this song and this character, and I'm gonna, of course, explain why, but most of it is just in the general handling of it for this song. The first point I wanna make, obviously, is that burn me down, like, burn me down, like, she just dug into that. That's a low note for a woman to hit. That is an alto note. That is deep in there. That's burn me down. That's, and then she even goes down a little bit further before pulling back up into the regular melody. And it's just, it's beautiful. It's just like, I think it's a BBA and then it goes down to G and then back up. And it's just like, oh, ooh, it has such a presence to it. It immediately softens the blow of when it sweeps into that next section. And it's not as big and grand as you would honestly expect for that level of impact for the character and what they're talking about here. And that's why it's similar to Track Rewind, where it doesn't quite have that presence, but I think it works better here, lacking that bravado, because you're seeing them at their lowest, and then it's swelling up. That intent is building through the song, because then it does pay off later on. So we do get this moment at the beginning where things hit a literal low in notes and the energy of it. It swells up. It's showing resolve. The feel of the song isn't necessarily explosive because it doesn't want to be. It's supposed to be like a constant flame, which isn't really supposed to be a pun, but I suppose it kind of is. Point being, it works really well here. It's not a roaring fire yet. We have to build up that energy to be able to get to that point, which is what happens later on. Then the song changes in that next transition that we get, where she does go up and like bring some of that energy into the next portion. Then you get this huge tone out of the vocalist. She has an amazing range to go down to that low note and then go up to this very big belty tone to be able to carry that. It sounds like it's resonating above everything, because when you're at your lowest of your low, you really don't have that energy left, and you have to remind yourself what the purpose was, why you're doing what you're doing. You have to be able to recall all of that and be able to work towards it. You cannot let the worst of the worst beat you out, because there's still more to do. This character is embodying that in this song, and I love that. And as they build up that confidence and that bravado, again, the song follows them into that next section where there's a lot more belting vocally. So it's really the character performance of the vocalist here that is selling me on this story. This is a presentation. This is a character singing out of their soul and out of the pain that they've experienced and the desire to be better and do better, to be able to help those they care about. This is a hero's story. I've talked about this a few times before because it's a very common thread in all of these games, but this is a really good example of a character story going through the worst of the worst and coming back out of it. And you get to watch all of that happen in music, in sound, and visually. There's a lot of cool visuals here. The whole like wolf doubling with the face, that was really neat. There's a lot of cool things that are supporting this story altogether, but really the vocalist is what's getting me here. The music is perfectly serviceable. It's fine. The production is good. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like right home worthy, you know, it's okay. But when there's a song that's great, sometimes it doesn't have to have everything making the song as powerful as it needs to be. It can be that one factor, and for this one, it is the vocalist. They could have gotten somebody else who sang it with less emotion, and I would not be here yapping about this right now. They picked a great person to sing this song. This vocalist took this song from potentially mediocre to emotional powerhouse. This is just the exact thing I'm talking about when I say that one factor can change the song's entire intent and reflection on the person listening. I wouldn't have cared nearly as much if it wasn't for this vocalist fucking singing their heart out and making sure that that tone and that presence was shifted emotionally throughout the song. Whoever directed them to do that, it might have been themselves, it could have been somebody who was working on the song directly, whatever the case may be. That was an amazing choice to allow them to go from this like lower, very pained resonance and then digging into that, and then by the end of the song, she's fucking just just like chains broken, voice singing over everything else. The music is softer in this one, which again helps with that. So like the vocals are really supposed to be on the top here. Everything else is underneath it because you cannot come close to what this singer's trying to do emotionally, so they want to make sure everything is below that. And same thing with the other vocalists that were in here, the like choral vocals. Those are great as a support. They were backing up this resolve that the character was having. It was like the world trying to join her in song and act as a supporting role, and then she was like, hell yeah, I can do this. And that's just the hero's story. If anything, a hero's not going to fight for nobody. A hero's going to fight for the people, you know, like that's the core of the hero's journey, and that's exactly what we got here. They did a fantastic job at personifying that. It was just really good. I'm sorry I'm geeking out about this so much. It's just Nothing else about this song really stood out to me aside from how they presented it. And presentation can be everything. Thank you, Megamind. But all jokes aside, that's about all I had to say on this one. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you have something else from Punishing Gray Raven you want me to get to, by all means, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best as always. Or if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!